What's going on, gardeners? Welcome back. With unpredictable weather and rising temperatures, watering your garden the right way is more important than ever. Many gardeners, new and experienced, make simple watering mistakes that can cost them healthy plants. Today, I'll break down the 5 most common watering mistakes and how to avoid them, no matter your climate. Mastering these will save you time, water, and frustration. We'll cover everything from timing to technique, so you can keep your garden thriving all season. Let's dig in and get started. Mistake number 1. Watering on a fixed schedule. This is perhaps one of the most common errors new gardeners make. They create a rigid routine, marking their calendars and setting alarms to water their plants at the exact same time every single day, regardless of what's happening in the garden or in the sky. Many gardeners water every day at the same time, often driven by habit or convenience. They might have an automatic sprinkler system set to a timer, or they simply make it part of their daily routine like brushing their teeth. But your plant's needs change with the weather. The amount of sunlight, the temperature, the humidity, and even the wind all play a significant role in how much water your plants need. A hot, windy day dries soil fast, pulling moisture away from the roots and causing plants to wilt quickly. On days like these, your garden will need more water to compensate for the increased evaporation. While a cool, cloudy day means less water loss, the soil stays moist for longer and the plants don't need as much water to stay hydrated. Overwatering on these days can lead to root rot and other problems. Rigid routines often lead to overwatering or underwatering. Sticking to a fixed schedule means you're not paying attention to the actual needs of your plants, and this can have serious consequences for their health and well-being. Instead, become an observer, a keen and attentive observer of your garden. Learn to read the signs that your plants are giving you, and adjust your watering accordingly. Check the forecast, not just for today but for the next few days as well. This will give you a better idea of what to expect and how to plan your watering schedule. Look at your plants, paying close attention to their leaves and stems. Are they drooping or wilting? Are the leaves turning yellow or brown? These are all signs that your plants may be thirsty. And feel the soil. Stick your finger a couple of inches into the soil to check its moisture level. If it feels dry to the touch, it's time to water. If it's still moist, you can probably wait a day or two. Group plants with similar water needs together. This is a fundamental principle of efficient gardening. It allows you to water more effectively and avoid overwatering or underwatering certain plants. This makes it easier to manage. You can create distinct watering zones in your garden, catering to the specific needs of each group of plants. Know your soil type. Understanding the composition of your soil is crucial for effective watering. Different soil types retain water differently, and this will affect how often you need to water. Sandy soils dry out quickly because they have large particles and don't hold water very well. This means you'll need to water more frequently, but also be careful not to overwater, as the water will drain away quickly. Clay holds water longer. Clay soils have small particles and tend to become compacted, which means they retain water for a longer period. You'll need to water less frequently, but be careful not to let the soil become waterlogged. Containers and raised beds dry out faster than in-ground beds. This is because they have less soil volume and are more exposed to the elements. Then in-ground beds, adjust accordingly. Plants in containers and raised beds will generally need more frequent watering than those planted directly in the ground. The goal is to respond to your garden's needs, not the calendar. Become attuned to the rhythms of your garden and learn to anticipate its needs before problems arise. Once you get in the habit, it becomes second nature. You'll start to instinctively know when your plants need water just by looking at them and feeling the soil. Watch the weather, paying attention to the temperature, humidity, and rainfall. Know your soil, understanding its texture, composition, and drainage properties. And let your plants guide you. They will tell you what they need if you take the time to listen. Flexibility is key to a healthy, resilient garden. Embrace the dynamic nature of gardening and be prepared to adapt your watering schedule as needed. Break free from the schedule and water when your garden actually needs it. This responsive approach will lead to healthier, happier plants and a more rewarding gardening experience. Watering your garden isn't just about following a schedule. It's about understanding what your plants actually need. If you're not actively checking the soil moisture and instead relying solely on a set watering schedule, how do you really know when it's the right time to water? Are you potentially overwatering, leading to root rot, or underwatering, causing your plants to wilt and struggle? The key is to check your soil. Get your hands dirty and really feel what's going on beneath the surface. The surface can be incredibly misleading. It might appear dry and cracked, giving you the impression that your plants are thirsty. But often it's dry on top while the soil is still perfectly moist below, near the roots where it matters most. Conversely, the surface might appear wet after a light rain or vice versa, masking the true moisture levels deeper down. So how do you get an accurate reading? Use your finger, push it about 2 inches into the soil, positioning it near the base of your plant. This gives you a much better sense of the moisture level where the roots are actively drawing water. If, when you pull your finger out, the soil feels cool and damp to the touch, and some soil particles cling to your skin, then you can confidently skip watering for now. Your plants have enough moisture. However, if it's dry and crumbly, and the soil feels warm and doesn't stick to your finger at all, it's definitely time to water. Your plants are telling you they're thirsty. This quick and simple finger test removes the guesswork from watering and prevents the common pitfalls of both over and underwatering, ensuring your plants get just the right amount of hydration. Now, let's talk about containers. With potted plants, it's crucial to check both the topsoil and also near the drainage holes at the bottom of the pot. This is because containers can dry out unevenly. If you notice that the soil has noticeably pulled away from the sides of the pot, creating a gap, consider bottom watering to thoroughly rehydrate the soil. This allows the soil to soak up water from the bottom up, ensuring even moisture distribution. When it comes to raised beds, which tend to dry out more slowly than containers, use a small garden trowel to check the moisture levels deeper down in the soil. Keep in mind that sometimes, even after watering, the water doesn't effectively reach the root zone, especially if the soil is compacted or hydrophobic. So dig down a few inches with your trowel to see just how deep the water has penetrated. This will help you adjust your watering technique accordingly. Taking this hands-on approach to checking soil moisture not only benefits your plants but also gradually builds your gardening intuition and understanding of your garden's unique needs. Don't just passively look at your plants, actively interact with your soil. Feel its texture, its temperature, and its moisture content. Regularly checking soil moisture is truly the simplest and most effective way to ensure your plants receive the optimal amount of water, leading to healthier, happier, and more productive growth. So, make it a regular habit to check your soil every time you're out in the garden. It's a small effort that yields big rewards. Let's talk about a common gardening mistake that many of us are guilty of: overhead watering. It's tempting to just turn on the sprinkler and let it run, but this method can actually do more harm than good. We're going to explore why overhead watering isn't ideal and what you can do instead to keep your plants healthy and thriving. Sprinklers and hose showers waste water. Think about it. A significant portion of the water sprayed into the air never even reaches the soil. It drifts away with the breeze, lands on pathways, or simply evaporates before it can benefit your plants. This not only wastes a precious resource but also increases your water bill. And beyond the waste, overhead watering can actually harm your plants. While it might seem like you're giving them a good drink, the reality is that this method can create an environment that encourages disease and weakens your plants over time. Much of the water evaporates, especially on warm or windy days. This means that your plants aren't getting the deep, thorough watering they need to develop strong, healthy root systems. Instead, the surface of the soil stays moist while the roots remain relatively dry. Or even worse, the water lands on leaves, not roots. While leaves do absorb some moisture, they're not designed to be constantly wet. This creates a breeding ground for fungal spores and other pathogens that can attack your plants. Wet leaves invite fungal diseases. These diseases can spread rapidly, especially in humid conditions, and can quickly decimate your garden. Common culprits include mildew and blight, which can cause unsightly spots, yellowing leaves, and eventually the death of your plants. Recognizing these diseases early is key to preventing their spread. The risk of fungal diseases is especially high if you water late in the day. This gives the leaves less time to dry before nightfall, creating the perfect environment for fungal growth. So what's the solution? Water at the base of your plants, focusing on the root zone where it's needed most. This ensures that the water goes directly to the roots, where it can be absorbed and used to nourish the plant. Apply water directly onto the soil, avoiding the leaves as much as possible. This simple change in technique can make a world of difference in the health and vigor of your plants. Use a watering can with a long spout. This allows you to direct the water precisely where you want it, minimizing waste and keeping the leaves dry. Or try a watering wand, which provides a gentle, targeted stream of water that's perfect for delicate plants. Watering wands are especially useful for reaching plants in hanging baskets or raised beds, or even better, consider investing in drip irrigation. Drip irrigation systems deliver water slowly and directly to the root zone, minimizing waste and maximizing efficiency. Another great option is soaker hoses. These hoses are made of porous material that allows water to seep out slowly and evenly along their entire length. Drip systems deliver water slowly and efficiently, allowing the soil to absorb the moisture gradually and deeply. This encourages strong root growth and helps plants withstand periods of drought. The water goes right where roots need it, promoting healthy growth and reducing the risk of disease. By delivering water directly to the root zone, drip irrigation minimizes water loss through evaporation and runoff. Soaker hoses do the same. No wet leaves, less disease. They're also easy to install and can be customized to fit the specific needs of your garden. These methods save water, time, and effort in the long run. You'll spend less time watering and more time enjoying your beautiful, thriving garden. And most importantly, they keep your plants healthier, stronger, and more resistant to disease. A healthy garden is a happy garden, and proper watering is essential for achieving that. Setting up drip irrigation might seem daunting, but it's actually quite simple. There are many starter kits available that include everything you need to get started. It is easier than you think, and pays off for years in terms of water savings, plant health, and reduced maintenance. Once you've set up your drip irrigation system, you can sit back and relax, knowing that your plants are getting the water they need, when they need it. Ditch the sprinkler. Target your watering for best results. Your plants will thank you for it with lush foliage, abundant blooms, and a bountiful harvest. Water the soil, not the leaves, to create a healthy environment for your plants to thrive. This simple change in technique can make a world of difference in the overall health and appearance of your garden. For a thriving, disease-free garden, make the switch to targeted watering methods. Your plants will be healthier, your garden will be more beautiful, and you'll be doing your part to conserve water. Make this switch and see the difference in your plants. You'll be amazed at how much healthier and more vibrant they become when you water them properly. Overwatering is a silent killer, often worse than underwatering. Roots need both water and oxygen. Soggy soil suffocates them, causing root rot. Ironically, overwatered plants wilt and yellow, just like thirsty ones. Always check soil moisture before watering. If it's soggy, hold off. Containers need drainage holes. Raised beds need loose, well-draining soil. Never let pots sit in water-filled saucers. Empty them after watering. Overwatering also washes away nutrients, especially in sandy soils and containers. Use pots with drainage and never line raised beds with plastic. If you get a heavy rain, tip containers or cover beds to help them dry out. Let soil dry slightly between waterings. This allows roots to breathe. The goal is consistent moisture, not constant wetness. Respect the balance between water and air in your soil. Healthy roots mean healthy plants. Don't drown them with kindness. The last mistake, skipping mulch. Mulch is a gardener's best friend for water management. A 2-4-inch layer of mulch keeps soil moist longer by reducing evaporation. It also regulates soil temperature, protects roots, and prevents soil splash that spreads disease. Mulch suppresses weeds, saving you time and reducing competition for water. Use natural mulches like straw, shredded leaves, wood chips, or grass clippings. For veggies, straw or leaves break down quickly. For perennials, use wood chips. Spread mulch around plants, but keep it away from stems and trunks to prevent rot. Mulch saves water, reduces work, and improves soil health as it breaks down. It's not optional, it's essential for a smart, efficient garden. Apply mulch now and see instant benefits in moisture retention and plant health. Less watering, fewer weeds, and happier plants. What's not to love? Don't skip this step. Mulch makes all the difference. That's a wrap on the 5 biggest watering mistakes. Avoiding these, rigid schedules, not checking soil, overhead watering, overwatering, and skipping mulch, will transform your garden. Be observant, flexible, and intentional with your watering. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and share with a gardening friend. Subscribe for more tips and check the description for my favorite irrigation tools. Drop your questions or tips in the comments. I love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy gardening.